Hello, welcome to Nana's Journey. Today we are going to continue with our Summer Moon Block of the Month. This is by Carrie Nelson. We are on month 5. And for month 5, we are going to do the Maple Star block on page 36, the Patchwork Big O on page 42, and the Southern Star block on 48. These blocks get the patchwork frame. I have a video out on how to do the frames, so you can watch that if you want to know how to frame them. So for the Maple Star block, I am using fabrics 6, 10, and 18. Okay, for the Patchwork Big O block, I am using fabrics 2, 7, 13, and 18, and I forgot the background for this month is number 25, or whichever one you choose. And for the Southern Star, I am using fabrics 4, 6, 10, and 16. Now again, if you want to learn about the fabrics, I went over all the fabrics I chose on the first video, and there's a link for that in the description below. I am trying to remember to put timestamps in my videos so that you can go right to the block that you want to do. There will also be a link to the videos on how to do the frames. So let me get these cut out and then we can get started. Okay, now we're going to do the Patchwork Big O on page 42. And I'm going to pair up these two and these two to start with. And we'll just sew along the long side. Okay, after these are pressed open, we're going to take our A piece and we're going to put it there, and we are going to sew from corner to corner for a folded corner. Okay, now I will fold that back and press it, and then you trim a 1/4 inch. Okay, now we're going to start putting this together. We've got this pressed and trimmed, and these are going to have partial seams, so I'm going to start a 1/2 inch away and then sew. I've got this lined up at the bottom opposite of the folded corner. And I'm going to iron this towards this piece. Now I'm going to take this other one, and you're going to have these on each corner, so it'll be snowballed. Put our right sides together and sew all the way down. And I pressed to here. Now we're going to take this piece, match it up here, and sew all the way down. Now we're going to take this one. We're going to take this piece, and I'm just going to pin it down so it's not in the way. So I'll put a pin there. Then I'm going to take this piece and again sew all the way across. Iron it up, iron it to the outside. Okay, so now we're going to take this, fold it over, and we're going to finish that seam. Okay, there is our small Patchwork Big O block. And if you want to know how to do the frames, I have a separate video for the frames, and you can check that out. There's a link in the description below. Okay, now we're going to do the Southern Star on page 48. This is the large size. I've got my A's paired with one of each of my 4 fabrics, and then I've got these 2 paired together and these 2 paired together, and we are going to make half square triangles. And then I've got my 4 corners, which is the B unit. So I'm just going to make the 2 half square triangles, and then we'll go on from there. Okay, now I'm just going to separate these. I will cut them in half, press them open, trim them, and I'll be right back. Okay, I have them all trimmed and pressed, and in this block I pressed everything open. I did one where I pressed to the side like she has you do in the book, and it was just too bumpy, especially in here, you know, in these spots. So I've just pressed all the seams open, and in the other one when I did that, it worked out much better. And I don't really like pressing seams open, so if I'm doing it, it must really be necessary. So I'm just going to put the rows together and then put it together in a block. Okay, there's the Southern Star block. Okay, next we're going to do the Maple Star block. This is going to be the medium size. I've got the center, and then this are going to be flying geese, and they will be attached to this strip. I'm going to attach these 2 together and then attach it to this strip, and then we will put the 9-patch block together. So it's going to be pretty easy. The hardest part is the flying geese. So we'll just going to take our square and sew from corner to corner here. And I'm just going to use the sew line tape. Okay, now I'm going to press these, trim off, leaving a 1/4 inch seam, and then we will do the same thing to the other side. Okay, those are done. Now I'm going to put these squares together. And I'm going to press to the background. Okay, I've got my blue on the right side, and I'm just going to flip that over and sew these together. Oops. Now I'm going to attach this part of the V to this. I'm going to sew here, and when I sew across, I'm going to go just to the raw edge side of the X. And then I will press to this piece. Okay, now we just sew the rows together, sew the rows into a block. Okay, sorry, I thought I had the record button pressed, but we've got all the pieces put together, and this is our block. Okay, there we are. We have our Maple Star, our Patchwork Big O, and our Southern Star. And this month we have the patchwork frame on the small block. So, month 5 is done, and I want to thank you for watching me. Again, if you want a list of the fabrics and the schedule, there are photos at the end of the first video, and I've made a separate video on how to do the frame, so I will leave those links in the description below. I want to thank you for joining me, and have a great day. I'll see you next time.